Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm answering the questions that you guys left for me when this channel reached 2,000 subscribers a couple of weeks ago, which is still something that I cannot believe it. Every time I look at my channel information I'm just like, sorry, what? How many people? So thank you so much if you left a question. It was also a giveaway, so stay to the end of the video and then we'll do the random number generator and find out who has won the prize. Just quickly before I start, my neighbours are being particularly noisy today. All the windows are closed, but we share walls and they're loud, and I'm sorry, but we're just gonna have to deal with them because I have to. So there we go. So I've got my laptop open here with that video. I did also get questions on Instagram and Twitter, but all of those questions were either duplicated or kind of covered by questions that were left on the video, so I'm just literally going to go through the questions on the video and answer them for you because there was a really interesting mix of stuff. I haven't prepared exactly, I haven't like thought through my answers exactly, but as you can see from the shelves behind me, I have pulled books to go with some of the questions that you guys have asked. I think this is going to be quite long because I got 57 questions, so I'm going to go quite quickly and just have a chat with you guys. So here we go. Right, so first question. Oh no, it's just a comment from Margaret. Particularly loving the colour coordinated shelf today, Victoria. Thank you very much. I do love my shelves. Right, a book fiend named Mel. Anyone who I mention who has got a Booktube channel will be linked in the description, so please do go and check them out and support them as well. And I could say this about every single person, so I'm just going to say it as a blanket statement. I love all of the people that I've linked in the description, so they are fab and you should definitely go and watch their videos. So Mel said, "Congratulations, lovely, you deserve this so much." Thank you. "I love your channel. Every video makes me feel like I'm chatting with a friend." Good, that's what I'm aiming for. "Thanks for your support and friendship, it means a lot. My question is, what is Charlie's favourite book at the moment?" Okay, this is such a good question, and what I really like is that you guys asked me questions about the boys as well. It wasn't just like questions about me and my reading, which was really nice. Charlie's not here, so his favourite book isn't here at the moment, but he's currently on a real non-fiction kick. He's really into World War II non-fiction, and I kind of wish I had the book to show you because it's absolutely massive, but with his own money he bought this huge like coffee table type book that is all about World War II. It looks at all the different battles, it looks at the different weapons used, it looks at the different leaders that were involved, all kinds of stuff, and he's really like heavily into it at the moment, which I just find so interesting. I really love watching his reading develop. If he's not reading non-fiction, he really likes mystery stories. He really likes the Murder Most Unladylike series by Robin Stevens. I know he's read a few books in that series, but yeah, he likes anything that's a bit dark and gruesome, and I can't imagine who might have influenced that. So yeah, that's what he's currently into. Thank you so much for asking about him. So Melted Books, Hilary from Melted Books said, "Congratulations again, Victoria. You're so deserving of the love that comes from your bookish community." Thank you. My question is, if you could suddenly be an expert in a new skill or talent, what would you pick? This is such a good question, and I've not thought about this. What skill would I like to have? I was going to say cooking, but I'm all right at cooking. Baking, I would really like to be amazing at baking. I can cook, like I can feed my family. I'm not like a Michelin-starred chef, but I absolutely suck at baking, and I would love if I could suddenly be like expert level, partly because also my school is doing staff bake-off in the autumn, which I'm going to enter because it will be a good laugh anyway, but I would love to be able to like actually compete properly, because I will definitely be out in the first round. So yeah, I would love to be able to bake really well. Okay, Rachel was reading said, congrats Victoria, it was so well deserved and I'm so glad that you feel so appreciated by all of us. I suppose my question is, what is one of your favourite bookish memories? Oh, tricky question for a bookworm. Favourite bookish memories? Yeah, I don't really have like cool stories where I've been to like book signings and stuff because I've always been too anxious to deal with it. Actually, from earlier this year, I went to an online book club, I think they called it, with The Guardian, and Margaret Atwood was talking, and even though like she was at home in Canada and I was at home here in my pajamas, it was quite overwhelming like watching her talk live, so probably that. Also, like I said, reaching milestones here. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I don't have like loads of bookish memories yet, although I do have plans for the summer, which I'm going to answer in another question in a second. So yeah, Cassandra what are words? Can you tell this is the first video I'm filming this morning? Cassandra Anne says, congrats Victoria, my question for you is if you could live in any fictional world, what would it be and how would you go about making your story? Okay, so this is where I've got like stacks of books here to help me answer this question. I would go with The World in the Psychology of Time Travel by Kate Mascarenhas. If you've not read this, please read this, it's so good. And in this world people can time travel. So what was the rest of the question? If you could live in a fictional world, what would it be and how would you go about making your story? Yeah, I would want to be a time traveler. So in this book, time travel has been invented by a group of 4 women in the 60s, and everyone has access to time travel, although you don't have like a teleporter in your lounge. It's like a full profession, like being an astronaut or a pilot or a doctor or whatever. You can become a time traveler, and I would love to do that. So I would definitely pick this world. I would be a time traveler, and yeah, it would just be really interesting, I think. Really interesting. So that's the book I would choose. Gemma Sparrow said, congratulations, I love watching your channel. It's lovely to see someone down to earth managing family, a full-time and some job, and still managing to entertain the masses. Thank you. My question is, what made you want to be a teacher and why high school? So after I filmed this video, I'm about to film my Surviving the PGCE video, which will be up on Sunday. So hopefully that will answer like all teachery questions. But just briefly, I was working in property management, so a totally different thing. It was a job that I was good at. But I didn't feel like I was being fulfilled by it. It kind of didn't feel like I was actually achieving anything. Like my biggest achievement at the end of the day was an empty inbox, and that's fine if that's enough for someone. That's absolutely fine. But I was just feeling really unfulfilled and restless. And my degrees are in English. I'd previously thought about teaching on and off, but I'd never been confident enough to do it. And I just got to a point where I thought, I think I'm ready for this. So I decided to go and do it, and I did a day's work experience or half a day's work experience at one of the local secondary schools or high schools with the English department, and within about 10 minutes of being there I was like, yes, this is where I want to be. Not that specific school exactly, but like this is the job I want to do. Oh, hi Jack, he's wandering around. As usual, he will not come anywhere near the camera. As soon as I've got my laptop and my phone out, he's like, I'm not going on there. Hi, I'm not going to sit down for ages, so if you want cuddles you're going to have to come here. No, he's going to pretend to hunt a fly on the floor, even though he's actually scared of it. He'll run away any second now. Yeah, so I just knew, and it sounds really cheesy, but I did just know, and I definitely want to teach secondary school or high school because I'm an English specialist. I think primary school teachers are just absolutely incredible, like superhuman people. I couldn't deal with being in a classroom with the same kids all day in and day out. I like to do my 50 minutes or my hour and then pass them off to someone else and I get a fresh batch in. Yeah, so it was definitely always going to be secondary school for me. Okay, and then Coiny Reed said, congratulations Victoria, so well deserved. My question is, what's the genre you would love to get acquainted with? I'll be honest, I'm pretty happy with my genre mix that I have going at the moment. I would like to read a bit more horror. I feel like that's probably where my reading could go. So if anyone's got any good horror recommendations, let me know. I think maybe horror would be the only genre. I've explored quite a lot in the last 3 years and I'm quite happy with the balance that I have right now. But yeah, maybe horror would be a good thing to like explore more, especially as we head towards the end of the year and spooky season. Okay, Andrea Dobson said, so proud of you for making it through your first year of teaching. I've been teaching for a number of years and that first year was such a triumph. Onwards and upwards. Oh, no questions, just a congratulations on all. Thank you. So Violet and the Never Ending TBR said, congratulations, you deserve this. You and your channel are so wonderful and always make me happy to see when you upload. Thank you. My question is, what's an underrated book you think more people should read? Congratulations again. I really struggled with this because I feel like I talk about my books, the books on my shelves, like quite a lot, and I rotate them quite a bit when I'm talking in videos. But one that I spotted and I was like, oh, is Passing by Nella Larsen. I think this is really underrated and I think people think it's going to be hard to read because it was written, it's set in the 1920s in Harlem. When were you written? 1929, so yeah, it was pretty contemporary when it was written. And in this we're following two women. We're following one woman to start with. She's a black woman living in Harlem with her husband, and she bumps into someone that she used to be friends with at school who is passing as a white woman, and it's about what happens. And I think people think it's going to be difficult to read, but it really isn't. And also the ending, like I need more people to read this so I can talk about the ending, because I didn't see that coming. So yeah, I think this is really underrated, and if you get a chance to pick it up, it's also really short, it won't take you long, and it's got a lot to say about colorism and racism, and the relationship between these two women. So yeah, I would really recommend this one, and I think it's really, really underrated, so read this. And also I really love this edition. This is the Picador edition. So yeah, that one. Right, Bellaboo Creations said, congratulations on such a big milestone. I always look forward to all your videos, especially your end of month wrap up vlogs. That's good, because I always worry that they're too long, but they are what they are, so I'm glad you enjoy them. If, like Alice, you fell into your own wonderland made up your favourite stories, what characters would you hope to encounter? This is a really lovely question. So my brain immediately goes to like childhood classics. Which characters? Just having a little look, because I got my classics, my children's classics there. So yeah, what would I want? I would want someone who could cook me really nice food. I would like a comfy bed and I would like some adventures. So I'd quite like to meet the characters from Alice in Wonderland. I'd also like to meet, oh yeah, the Secret Garden. The house from the Secret Garden and the garden from the Secret Garden. Not so much worried about the characters, because the characters are kind of awful. I'd like to meet Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. That would be cool. And she could also maybe give me some fairy dust so I could fly. That would be awesome. And I think that's probably it. That's like, is that a really boring answer? But there we go. Okay, Read Along with Sue said, I'm so happy for you. Yay, well deserved. It's a lovely corner on the net. That wasn't a question, okay, but lovely. Thank you for the message. Jen said, congratulations, Victoria. You've done yourself so proud, and it's been lovely to watch you grow in this new chapter of your life. My question for you is, now that you've read all of Margaret Atwood's fiction novels, who's your favourite female character and why? Thanks for continuing to make videos, and congrats again for 2K. Thank you. So anyone that doesn't know, I read all of the fiction novels of Margaret Atwood over the last 18 months. I will put the video, the very chaotic, disorganised video where I ranked the fiction books, in the description, so you can see that if you want to. The book I've chosen is The Robber Bride, and the character I've chosen is Xenia, who is the baddie. Just because she's so interesting, and she's kind of a metaphor for like the different roles women can play. And you know, she's a femme fatale, and it says on the front, Xenia is impossibly fantastically bad. She's Richard III with breast implants, and that's genuinely like what she's like. And it's, yeah, she's so fascinating, and she's something different to each character, and yeah, she's just my favourite female character. She's also like kick ass, and she is the bad guy or the bad woman, but she does also like live her life her own way. So yeah, Xenia from The Robber Bride. Okay, Mary Among Stories said, congrats, lovely, so well deserved. My question is, what food and drink would you match to your favourite book? Such a great question. However, most of you will know by now that probably my favourite book of all time is The Handmaid's Tale, and that would be pretty grim. So instead, I'm going to talk about my favourite book from last month, which was The Appeal by Janice Hallett. I will link my reading month vlog in the description if you haven't seen that yet. I'm sorry, I know I keep touching my hair, it's really annoying. Like, it annoys me when I watch it back, but I can't help it. So this is my favourite book from last month. I will link my wrap up in the description so you can see. Can't really tell you much because I feel like it's just one of those things, it's best if you go in blind, but it's set in a very small English town. So I would pair this with a cup of tea and a shepherd's pie, because I feel like there's two like very English things, and quite cozy, because this is kind of cozy in a way, so that's why I would match with that. Okay, Moira said, yay, congratulations, the fact that you enjoy making videos really comes across and it's uplifting. Thank you. I'm also a historical fiction and thriller fan, so this is definitely one of the best channels for it. Yeah, you're definitely in the right place. Question, if you could time travel for a day to into a historical fiction novel, which book would you choose and which character would you like to be? I love this question, and it took me about 0.2 seconds to come up with my answer. I would travel into Hamlet by Maggie O'Farrell, because I really want to meet Shakespeare. Like, if I could time travel, that's the first place I would go, is to go back to Shakespearean times and meet William Shakespeare. Partly because he's such he's like he's one of my literary heroes. It sounds so cheesy to say, but he's one of my literary heroes. But also I just want to meet him because there are so many conspiracy theories about who wrote the plays, who he was, what he was like. I just want to know. So I would go back into Hamlet by Maggie O'Farrell just so I could meet Shakespeare. That's all I'd want to do, because he fascinates me. And also this is a really good excuse to just show off one of the most beautiful books in my collection. Right, next question, because we're already 15 minutes in. Danny from If Only For a Page said, congrats again, we're so lucky to have you here. Question, what's your favourite video you've done? That's hard because I feel like my videos have improved since I started Booktube, which was almost 3 years ago. But some of the videos that I'm proudest of are older ones. I think the ones where I've talked about mental health, which again I'll link in the description, I'm really proud of those videos. I loved doing the video that I called The Thing Is, which again I'll link in the description, which is where I announced that I was going to start teacher training. So probably one of those. I also really love doing my original tag, which again I'll leave in the description, which is the back to school tag. Really had a lot of fun doing that. I love watching other people do that. I do occasionally search for it just to like see who's doing it, so I can have a little watch. So probably one of those. There's quite a few that I've loved. Wow, I really need to cut my fringe as well. Okay, concentrate. Shannon from 155 Books says, congratulations on 2k, lovely, you deserve it so much. You bring such warmth and happiness to Booktube. You're just so supportive and wonderful, and your videos are such joy to watch. I don't have any questions and I'm a bit late, but I just wanted to pop in to say congrats and let you know you are amazing. Thank you, that's such a lovely message to get. It's all so nice. Okay, apologies if I mispronounce this name, but I think it's Anjali. Said, hey Victoria, congratulations on the 2k milestone. I really love this corner of chaos and I'm lucky to be part of your subscriber family. Thank you for being here. My question is, what keeps you motivated and happy like this? Any book recommendations for that? By the way, I really liked the cat frame behind you. Excited about the giveaway. Wish you luck with the channel. Love you. That's a really nice message to get. So the cat frame, I do get the occasional comments. This was a gift from my friend Steph for Christmas last year, or my birthday last year, and I am obsessed with it because it also looks just like Jack. And yeah, I love it. I was originally going to put it up on the wall, rested it on top of my bookcase just until I sorted it out, and now it lives there because that's just where I want it. So yes, thank you, I love it. Okay, question, what keeps you motivated and happy? Any book recommendations? Not specifically. What keeps me motivated? For Booktube, I am motivated by the people that I chat to, comments I get, interactions I have on Twitter and Instagram, the friendships that I've made here. That definitely keeps me motivated and happy. So as cheesy as it sounds, it's the people. I don't think I've read any books about motivation, so I can't really recommend you any of those, although I think Hilary from Melted Books has done some videos on like those kind of books, like self-helpy type books, before, so go and check her channel out because she might be able to help you. But yeah, as cheesy as it sounds, it's the people that motivate me with this channel. So yeah. Okay, Designer Project said, congratulations, I'm a pretty recent subscriber, so glad to see I've made even a small impact in your growing channel. Thank you again for being here. What made you take the plunge into making YouTube videos? I've been considering doing it myself for a little while, but something is holding me back. I'd love to know more about your decision to start. That's a great question. So I watched Booktube for years, probably 18 months, maybe 2 years before I took the plunge. And I decided to do it because I just love talking about books. I had an Instagram page, which I still have, but it's private now, where I would like talk a little bit about books, but it was just like a general Instagram with friends and family, and like not everyone was that interested in it. So when I found Booktube, I was really excited because I was like, there's actually like a corner of the internet where you can go and people are just talking about books. So I started posting on Instagram stories, like talking on Instagram stories to begin with, and then one day I just thought, I'm gonna give this a crack. And I'll link my first ever video in the description, which was my October 2018 wrap up. It's awful, it's really awkward. I'm in my bedroom on our bed, the lighting's terrible, the camera quality's bad because it was on an old iPhone, but you'll see, I'm like, I wouldn't private it because it's funny. So hopefully I've got better since then, but I just thought I'd give it a go. And there were channels like Harriet from Harriet Rosie Reed, and Kirsty from Kirsty's Reviews I'll link them in the description, who just literally, oh, and Kat from Brews and Reviews, who were just sat talking, oh, and Nicole as well, she's from Beautiful Chaos of Books, which she's not posting at the moment, who literally just sat in their rooms and chatted about books. And I was like, I think I can give this a try. So they definitely inspired me, and I just did it. So if you're thinking about it, just do it. I would really recommend it. I've had an absolute ball. I really do have just the best time. If you are going to do it, I'd recommend doing the newbie book tag, the Booktube newbie book tag, because I know that's where a lot of people go to find new booktubers. And if you do it, good luck, have fun, just enjoy it. And yeah, it's one of my favourite things. So Emma said, your corner of the internet is one of the best and deserving of many more subscribers. I'm not going to enter the giveaway because I have lots of books unread. Fair enough. Here already, but I'm so pleased for you. I'm proud that you completed your PGCE. Thank you very much. Ellen said, congratulations dear Victoria, I know you love food related stuff. Yes I do. That's why my question is, if you were a food, what kind of food would you be? Okay, I would be, I'm gonna pick like a main meal and a dessert. So I would be roast chicken, because if you follow me on Instagram, you know I make it basically every other week for the boys, because it's just really cozy, homey food. And I would also be a fruit trifle. I love trifle. I mean, like cream, custard, jelly, bit of fruit and sponge. Yum, like what is not to like? So yeah, I'd probably be a roaster and a trifle. Take from that what you will. Alison Rose said, congratulations on 2K. My questions, number 1, what fiction book taught you something important or value about other people, the world, etc.? And number 2, what very specific piece of advice would you give to your teenage self? So I know you asked for a fiction book, but I'm actually answering it with a non-fiction book, which is White Rage by Carol Anderson. I've obviously read loads of books over the years that have taught me things, but this one sprung to mind immediately when I thought about the last year or so. As you can see, I tabbed Absolute Death, which weirdly matched my nails today. That was not planned. And incidentally, these bits aren't tabbed because these are all the references. This book is not as long as it looks because these are all references at the back. And I picked this one because it basically equipped me, or was part of the series of, a collection of books that I read, particularly last year, that equipped me to be able to be more effective when talking about anti-racism with the people in my real life, and also a little bit online. And it kind of gave me the vocabulary to be able to explain things that I had thought and felt for years, but didn't have that kind of, like I said, didn't have the vocab for it. This is all about the kind of, well, like it says here, white rage, the white rage that non-white people, so black people and people of colour, experience, and the unspoken truth of our racial divide. Like, I cannot recommend this enough. And again, a bit like Passing, I think people don't read it because they think it's going to be difficult, and it just isn't. It took me a couple of weeks to read it, but only because I was deliberately reading it slowly so that I could take it in. And yeah, and it's just something that I've referenced so much in the last year, 18 months. So that is definitely, when you asked about something that a book that taught you something about, a book that taught you something important or valuable about other people, the world, etc., this immediately came to mind. So yeah, I know you asked for a fiction book, but this one was really, really important. So there we go. And what very specific piece of advice would you give to your teenage self? Keep going. That is my advice that I would give to her. Keep going. Put one foot in front of the other, and eventually you will get there. So yeah, keep going would be my specific advice to my teenage self. Okay, Charlotte from Books and Bargains, one of my Booktube besties, she said, don't discount yourself. We love your channel because you don't do all those things. I think I was talking in the announcement video for the Q&A. I was like, I don't edit. I'm rubbish at thumbnails. I don't read the hype books. So that's what she's talking about. My question, I feel like I know you pretty well. Do you have a favourite hot drink and a favourite pair of pyjamas? Yes, favourite hot drink is hot apple and cinnamon in the winter, or in the autumn winter time. It just makes me feel really cozy and relaxed. Favourite pair of pyjamas, I have several, especially since lockdown started last year. Like a lot of people, invested in a lot of loungewear. For me, I like pyjamas to be cozy, so I like full length trousers and like long sleeves. If it's got a hood on the top, even better. And I like a thick pair of socks. Yeah, so that would be my like pajama preferences. Love those questions. Megan said, yay, congratulations Victoria. My question for the Q&A is, what was your favourite childhood book? That was The Borrowers by Mary Norton. I've talked about this series before quite a bit on my channel. I've read the whole series. They were really, really important to me as a kid. They really sparked my imagination. And if you don't know somehow, if you've missed it, this is a series of books about tiny people who live under the floor and in the walls of the big people house, and it's about their adventures, and it's just they just make me so happy, and I'm definitely due for a reread because I think it's been about 2 years since I read The Borrowers. But yeah, this was definitely my favourite childhood book. This was the book that made me a reader. Okay, next, Joe P said 2000 and then a load of exclamation marks. I know, right? Fantastic. Congratulations on your brilliant channel. My question, what do you plan to do and read over the summer holidays? So I'll link my August TBR in the description. And yeah, I haven't really talked about my plans for the summer because I get nervous of jinxing it. After the last 18 months and everything that's happened, I'm a bit like, if I talk about that, it won't happen. But later this week, I am due to go to Hay on Wye with my best friend Steph, who is not on Booktube, she's not really on the internet, for 4 days, which was my birthday present from my amazing husband. He's paid for an Airbnb for us to go and have 4 days together, which is going to be incredible. I've not seen her in person since, well, it's 2 years. She lives quite far, we could live quite far apart. So in a normal year, we'll only see each other 2, maybe 3 times. And then because of the pandemic, obviously, we haven't seen each other at all. And I'm very, very emotional about seeing her. It's going to be really good. And we're just going to spend 4 days like talking rubbish, shopping for books, eating, probably drinking too much, and just catching up and just being together. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. So I've got that. And then the week after that, I am going to Oxford with Charlotte from Books and Bargains, which again, I'm really excited about. We've met twice, but we had to like social distance at the time. So I'm really excited to spend some proper time with her. We've rented a really nice Airbnb just outside Oxford. And again, we're going to spend 3 days eating, talking rubbish. We're going to do a little bit of filming together, which will be really fun. And buying books. So that's like my first couple of weeks, and then the second 2 weeks of the month we've got Charlie for 2 weeks, which is amazing. I love having like solid chunks of time with him, and it only ever happens in the summer. So the first week we have got our family holiday, so Gary's off as well, and I'm still fiddling with my hair. Sorry about this, let's just leave it there. Yeah, the third week, so like the first week of the Charlie fortnight, Gary's off as well, so we've got our family holiday, and then the last week it's got my birthday in it. It's my Charlie week. We're going to go back down to see my family, and it will just be really fun and lovely. And then before I know it, we'll be back to school. So that's the summer. Yeah, and I will leave, like I said, I'll leave my August TBR so you can see what I'm reading. So hopefully it will be a lovely time. Fingers crossed. Okay, Philippa said, hi Victoria, congratulations. I just found your channel a few days ago because of the mid-year book freakout tag, and I immediately loved how you talked about books, and the books that you read are similar to mine. Thank you for being here. So congratulations again, and here's to many more videos. So my question is, what's your favourite sidekick? Hugs from Portugal. That's so exciting. So immediately when I got this question, I thought about the No. 2 Feline Detective Agency series by Mandy Morton. I have read this one, which is the first book, and also this one, which is book 8. And I absolutely love the relationship between the 2 main characters. So we've got Hetty, who was the main detective in this series, and what is her sidekick? Yeah, sidekick Tilly. And I love their dynamic and their relationship. And this is a world in which everyone is a cat. It's basically Agatha Christie with cats, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, definitely Tilly from the No. 2 Feline Detective Agency series. Josie said, congrats on 2K. My question is, what was your favourite book growing up? I've already talked about The Borrowers for that one. Megan said, congratulations Victoria, what would you describe as your perfect Sunday? In our house, Sunday is chore day. I'm a big believer in Sunday well spent leads to a week of content. I'm a big like planner and being organised and stuff, so I like to kind of, Saturday is for chilling out and doing fun stuff, and when we can, like going on little adventures, seeing people. And then Sundays are for relaxing, it's for like cleaning the house in the morning and then chilling all afternoon. So we'll always do a big like house clean and laundry and get ready for the week and meal plan and Sunday morning. And then Sunday afternoon is for face mask, a bath, and lying on the sofa reading. So I'm pretty happy with our Sundays, but I think the best Sundays is where the Monday is a bank holiday, so it kind of extends it. And if we have one of those, I would like to sleep until I wake up, just wake up naturally, have a nice bath, and then go out for brunch with Gary. And then what would we do? We would go to the local reclamation yards and like dig for treasure, and then meet up with friends and family for lunch, just have a big lunch, and then come home, just the two of us, and just chill all day, basically, like the rest of the afternoon. Maybe I'd have a second bath, I'd do a bit of reading, we'd watch a film, and we'd get takeaway for dinner. Like, I'm pretty low-key in the things that I think I'm quite easy to please. So yeah, it would just be a very chill kind of day. Right, Olivia Catastrophe, Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe said, congratulations on 2K, completely deserved. I love your channel and you as a creator just as it is. My question would be, if you could rewrite the ending of which book, what would you choose? And favourite character in a Shakespeare play. So if I could rewrite an ending, this might be controversial, A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer. I didn't love how this trilogy ended. Obviously I can't say how I would change it because that would be spoilers, but definitely that one. And I've just realised I've been talking for half an hour, so we're going to go a bit quicker, so this video is not like 2 hours long. And then my favourite character from a Shakespeare play is Beatrice from Much Ado About Nothing, and this was mostly just an excuse to show you this gorgeous edition that my husband bought me a couple of years ago. When did he buy me this? August 2013 for my birthday, my 26th birthday. Wow. Yeah, Beatrice is my favourite character because she is just so clever and she's funny and she's sharp, and I love teaching her. And yeah, look how beautiful this is. I don't show this off enough. It's so pretty. And yeah, she's my favourite Shakespeare character. Yeah. So yes, Beatrice from Much Ado About Nothing. She was basically one of my first like female role models. Right, Abby said, you totally deserve each and every one of your subscribers. Victoria, congratulations. Thank you. Sue said, well done, congratulations. Have you ever read a book that you feel has been life-changing or influenced you? Yes, I talk about this book all the time, but The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood genuinely blew my mind at the time when I first read it when I was 16. I'm just going to move this pile of books out of the way. Yeah, it genuinely changed my life. It's still one of my favourite books of all time. I really want to at some point do a video where I show you all the different editions that I have, because I have a lot of them. This is a glorious one. Yeah, this is the one with the end pages. It's so pretty. Yeah, this is a book that genuinely changed my life, changed my way of thinking. It got me into feminism. It got me thinking outside of my own little white privileged bubble. Yeah, Handmaid's Tale. Sorry if that was a really obvious answer. Shelter said, congratulations, my question is, what's your favourite indie bookstore and why? Mr. B's Emporium in Bath. I will link them in the description. They're amazing. First of all, they have like such a cool selection of books. Every time I go in there, I always come out with something that I wasn't expecting to buy, which I love. And also their kids section is just magical. If I could put a picture on the screen, I would do that, but like I said, I'll link it in the description so you can go check it out. The people there are lovely. They give great book recommendations, and yeah, I love their children's section. It is genuinely magical. Emily said, congratulations on making 2K. What book or books are your favourite to teach and why? Or what books would you like to teach and why? So my favourite book, so obviously I've only done one academic year, so I haven't taught that many books yet. But my favourite book that I've taught is Macbeth by William Shakespeare. Obviously, I love this edition, although it's a little bit creased here. I don't know how that happened. I think Cat from Brews and Reviews gifted me this one. Yeah, this is my favourite one to teach just because there is so much to talk about when it comes to power, and it's a really interesting conversation to have with the year 10 and 11s, and there's also a lot to talk about in terms of Lady Macbeth and gender and like gender expectations, plus it's just one of my favorites of the plays anyway, so getting to like nerd out and talk about it is really exciting. So yeah, this is my favorite one to teach that I've done so far. A couple of books said, congratulations, no one deserves it more. Thank you. Question, which book character would you love to be BFFs with? Oh, I missed this when I was pulling books. Who do I want to be BFFs with? Oh, actually, no, that's easy. I got it. I want to be BFFs with Danny, from Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. She's so cool. Like, she'd be way too cool for me to be friends with, but she's so clever and interesting, and there's so like many sides to her personality. I would love to be best friends with her. I think it would be really interesting. So yeah, I think Danny Brown from Take a Hint, Danny Brown, although there's no way she would want to be my friend. Right. Catherine said, congratulations, well deserved. My question is, what book or TV series would you like to be adapted for film? Nevermore. Like, part of me would love like films, but I feel like a Netflix series with like 15 episodes in a series, so you could like really get into the nitty-gritty of the world and the characters, and we could have side plots. I think this would be magical. Please, can we make it happen? It would make me really happy. Okay, next. Liz said, recently found your channel. I've searched through Booktube and yours is my very favourite. That's so nice. Nothing better than spending an hour or so with you on a lazy morning with a cup of tea and hearing about you talk about books. My TBR pile has grown exponentially thanks to you. So lucky I work in a library, that is good. My question is, if you were to have a magical power, what would it be and why? Magical power. I would really like to be able to make things appear out of thin air, mostly because so often I like settle down to read and I'm all comfy, and then I realise that I've left my glasses somewhere else, or I need a drink, or I need lip balm, or my hands are dry, and it would be really helpful to just be able to like and make it appear. So yeah, because I'm so lazy, that's probably the magic power I would ask for. Great question though. Okay, Alison said, love your solo video, love how you don't do all the hype books. What would you choose to be your dream home library? Oh, the dream. Just to have a home library to start with, like a dedicated room for books would be the dream. I love the bookshelves that I have. I would have like just more like this. You can't really see them, and I really need to do another like bookshelf tour. But they're all like, apart from the top shelf, which like runs all the way along, they're all slightly different sizes and heights, the shelves, and I really like that. So it would probably just be more of the same. I would have a big, really comfy reading chair that I could put my feet up in, and a fireplace so that I could light a fire. So yeah, it would just be kind of like this mixture of like books and, now the books are falling over, books and like trinkets and stuff on the shelves. Very cozy, would go with cozy, but literally just having a book room would be my dream come true. Like, even if it was like basically a cupboard, that would be so exciting. Maybe one day. Melissa said, congrats, what's one book you want to read but are scared to? Maybe because it's super long, or maybe because it's so hyped you're scared it won't live up to your expectations. This is kind of both, and that's The Other Bennett Sister by Janice Hadlow. I actually have 2 copies of this. This is the ARC that the lovely Leanne from Literary Divergence gave to me once she'd read it, although you can't even tell she's read it. The spine will not look like this once I've read it, and I forgot she was sending this to me, and then literally in the same week that she sent this, I also bought a copy because I'm an idiot. I am scared, I am intimidated by this book, firstly because it's massive, like, does it need to be this long? And like the text is really small, but also because Pride and Prejudice is one of my favourite books. I read Longbourn by somebody a couple of years ago, which is a rewritten version of Pride and Prejudice from the perspective of the servants that live in the Bennett household, and I loved it, and I'm slightly scared that this isn't going to be as good, and also because it was really beloved on Booktube when this first came out, so I'm a bit worried that I'm going to be the one that doesn't like it, but I need to just get on with it and do it. I might do a dedicated vlog for this one. I might do like a 12-hour reading challenge and see if I can read it in 12 hours. How long is it? Yeah, it's over 500 pages, so 12 hours should be doable for me. But yeah, I just need to sit down and do it, but it's so big. Does it need to be this big? Does it need to be this long? I'm gonna have to read it to find out. Right, books in the Heleniad, I hope I said that right. So congratulations on 2K, thank you. Hillwalker Ebb, hopefully I've pronounced that right. Congratulations on 2,000 subscribers, well deserved. Have you always been an avid reader since childhood, and what were your favourite authors and books then? Yes, I have always been a reader, always. Like I said, The Borrowers was my favourite book. I read a lot of Roald Dahl. I would read, like, basically anything I could get my hands on, I would read it. I read a lot of the classics growing up. I read Jane Austen, I read Charles Dickens, I read Thomas Hardy. So I read a lot of classics. But yeah, anything that I could get my hands on, I would read. Okay, Amy from Amy Myers says, what is Jack's favourite sleeping spot? This changes all the time. At the moment, he's in his tub. So we've got a cat tree that's got, well, we call it, yeah, it's a tub at the base of it. He likes to curl up in there. He loves to sleep under Charlie's bed or on Charlie's bed. And he also likes to sleep down the side of our sofa. There's like this much space between the sofa and the wall, and it must just like make him feel safe. But he also likes to sleep outside in the rain. He will quite often curl up on the grass when it's raining, and I'm like, are you okay? So yeah, he does move around quite a bit, but at the moment it seems to be his tub in the lounge. Okay, Jennifer said, awesome job, awesome, and congratulations. My question, where is your favourite spot to read and why? I love that this came straight after the question about Jack. My favourite place to read is on our sofa. We have an L-shaped sofa with a chaise, and the chaise, that's my spot. So yeah, literally, if I can be sat there with a drink, blanket, preferably the cat on me, and if nobody else is in the room, then I like to have a background noise video on the TV. Oh, bliss. Allegra said, congrats on 2K. Have you always wanted to be a teacher? And if not, what did you do before that? I've already kind of touched on that, and my PGC video will be up shortly, so you can go and watch that once that's live. Laura said, I'm trying to go a little bit quicker now because we're like 41 minutes in. Laura said, such a lovely person and you deserve the success. My question is, if you could teach any book, what would it be and why? This is a book that I'm going to try and introduce to my school this year. And that is Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man by Emmanuel Acho. Hopefully I've said that right. This is a book that I read earlier this year. It was sent to me by Book Break, and it is what it says on the tin. He also has a YouTube channel, and my school is predominantly white, and I feel like this could be a really good starting point for some conversations. Obviously, as a white woman, I'm not going to teach it from my point of view because I can't have a point of view when it comes to this. So I feel like the combination of this with the YouTube videos could be a really good teaching point, like starting point for conversations. So yeah, this is something I'm going to try and bring in to my school. I'm pretty sure they'll be receptive. And I think it would be a really interesting place to start a conversation. Amy had a second question. Most important question, your favourite mug to drink tea from? Yeah, I don't drink tea or coffee. I am one of those weird people that doesn't like either thing, but I do have like hot Ribena quite a bit, and like I said when I was answering Charlotte's question just earlier, I like hot apple and cinnamon in the winter. But this is my favourite mug, and this was gifted to me by Leanne for my birthday last year, and it's got loads of quotes about cats on it from famous people. So from people like Emily Bronte, Mark Twain, Winston Churchill, Ellen Montgomery, who else is on here? H.P. Lovecraft, Lewis Carroll, and it's just really fun. And then on the inside, I don't know if you can see, there you go, it's got a little paw print. So yeah, this is my favourite mug. It's got a really nice shape. I like this shape, so when you hold it, it feels really nice in your hands. And yeah, it's got a secret paw inside it, so what else could you need? Okay, Lindsay said, congratulations on 2K, lovely question. Congratulations on 2K, lovely question. What's the best book you have read? The Handmaid's Tale is my favourite book of all time, but the best book I have read so far this year is still The Pull of the Stars by Emma Donoghue. I talked about it in my mid-year book freakout tag, or whatever the correct combination of words is for that tag. I just think it's incredible the way it was written. I already want to reread it. I think I read it in February and I'm still desperate to like pick it up again. I just loved it. Highly, highly recommend. Okay, we are almost through the questions. Heart Needs a Book said, yay, congratulations. I don't have a question, just here to celebrate. That's super lovely. Angela said, can you name a crime thriller series that you can recommend for reading? I'm coming to the end of Lee Child's Jack Reacher series, so keen to find another. Love watching your Booktube videos, thank you very much. I've only read a couple of the Jack Reacher books. They're not quite my thing. I don't read a lot of series, although I do enjoy the D.I. Kalnak series by Helen Fields. That's a good one. What else do I read? I've read the Steve Kavanagh books. Steve Kavanagh's the author and the Eddie Flynn is the character. The most famous book from that series is 13. I'd really recommend that series. I've read most of that. think that's it. Oh, and the Zoe Bentley series, I can't remember who writes that, but it starts with The Killer's Mind. That series is also really good. But yeah, I don't tend to read like massive series. Most of those series are like 3 or 4 books, but I would recommend those. Okay, Expedition of 3 Pages said congratulations Victoria, thank you. Danielle said congrats on 2K. What are your top 5, who are your top 5 auto-buy authors? Margaret Atwood, Emma Donoghue, Elizabeth Acevedo, who else would be an auto-buy author? Grady Hendrix, and who else have I got loads from? Talia Hibbert as well. But also, I could name loads, like Holly Bourne. Who else? Karen Slaughter, if it's a standalone. Yeah, those are probably the main ones. So yeah, I got quite a few. Okay. Spread Book Joy said congratulations Victoria, how lovely. Not sure if anyone else has asked this, but who are your favourite booktubers? How did you discover Booktube? So we've already talked about how I discovered Booktube. My favourite booktubers, so people that I watch on a regular basis. Like I have said before, I'm not subscribed to loads of people because if I'm subscribed to someone I will watch all of their videos. I only have so much time, but I am planning to bring back my Victoria Recommends Booktuber series, which I did last year, and I'll link the videos I have for that in the description. But people that I will like drop everything and watch for are Leanne from Looted Diversions, Charlotte from Books and Bargains, Chloe from Chloe Reads Books, Jessie from Bow Ties and Books, Starla from Starla Reads. I will link all these people in the description. The me that is editing this video is not going to be happy, but tough. Who else? There's loads, but those are probably the ones that if I see a video pop up, I'll click on it immediately. April from Get Hooker With It. Harriet from Harriet Rosie Reads. Who else? That's probably the, like, yeah, I watch everyone, and I'm one of those weird people that like watches their feed in order, which I know like most people just jump around, but I like to watch them in order. But yeah, those are some of my favourites. Jean from Jean's Bookish Thoughts, Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. There are so many really, really great creators, and I'm going to worry that I've missed someone really obvious. Emma from Drinking My Shelf. I love Emma. She always makes me laugh. There's so many great ones. But like I said, I'm going to try and bring back my Victoria Recommends Booktubers series really soon, so I can give more recommendations then. Okay. Read Along with Sue said, I'm not entering Lovely Lady. You're a natural without all the fancy stuff. Just keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. That was a really lovely message to get. Kaz from Cats and Camera, also another great booktuber. Congrats on the 2K. Thank you. She's put the mind blown emoji. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Scientist Reading World said, congratulations. If you were an animal, fiction or not, what would you be? I would be a cat. Like Jack literally sleeps all day, is adored by everybody. He gets fed, he gets treats, goes out and does his own thing when he wants to. Like, what more could you want from life? I would definitely be a cat, 100%. Sydney Cav said, I completely agree that numbers shouldn't count, and that it's the community you build that should be the most important thing, but these milestones are lovely to celebrate and a blooming big congrats to you. I always look forward to your content and rely on them for anxious days as treats for completing my to-do list. That's really lovely to know. You should be very proud of the VWR community. Like, Sydney, I know you've like put that into comments before, and I'm always like, VWR? What Victoria read? Like, other people outside of me consider it to be a community you've built. It's a pleasure to be a part of it. Thank you so much for being here. Question, if you give one book to each of your year groups 7 to 11, what would it be? So just for anyone who's unsure or who isn't in the UK, I teach years 7 to 11, so it's ages 11 to 16. Okay, so I'm going to go fairly quick because we're almost an hour into this video. So I'm going to go fairly quickly. So for year 7, who will be 11 or 12, I would give Ramiasa from by Ridia Hafisa. This is a retelling, or 3 retellings of Rapunzel, Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, all retold with a feminist twist on it. And we start with Ramiasa, who has a hijab, as you can see from the front. I think it's fantastic. There were so many things that, you know, like activities and stuff that you could build around this. They could do their own retelling. They could, yeah, there's so much you could do with this, and it would also start some really good conversations. So that one for year 7. Then for year 8, who are 12 and 13, I would go with A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. Again, you could have some really interesting discussions around disability, and you've got a love story in it, and it's got adventure in it and fantasy, and again you could do some creative writing around it really easily, so I would pick that for year 8. For year 9, who are 13 and 14, I would pick Scythe by Neil Shusterman, because again, you can have some really interesting discussions around death. And I'm actually going to be teaching a dystopian fiction unit to year 9 at the start of next term. And obviously this is supposed to be a utopian society that we start off in, so I feel like it gives some really interesting discussion. Then for year 10, who will be 14 and 15, I would go with The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta, because you can have some really interesting discussions about identity, sexuality and gender, and I think they would really get on board with the style that this is written in, because it's written in verse, and yeah, I just think it would be an interesting one to do with them. And then year 11, who are 15 and 16, I would want to do Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill, because again, like any Louise O'Neill book really would do, you can have some really interesting discussions around gender expectations, consent. There's so much in this book that you could talk about. So yeah, that would be the books that I would pick. Great question, I love that question. John said, congrats to you and your amazing channel, you deserve it. Please stay safe and enjoy your reading. Love, your Australia fan, John. Thanks, John. And he said, what country are your most and least subscribers from, please? Having a quick look at my analytics, it's mostly the UK and America, and then occasionally I will get viewers from Australia, which is obviously you, John, and occasionally from other places. So Portugal and Spain come up sometimes, but it mostly seems to be the UK and America. Jessica said, what's your favourite type of snack? I always ask this because I am curious. That's a great question. I am all about the snack life. Snacks, I like anything. I really love crisps. I've got quite a sweet tooth, but when it comes to like snacking, I tend to go savoury. So crisps, particularly prawn cocktail crisps or salt and vinegar, but it has to be like really vinegar, like strong on the vinegar. So I like that for a snack. If I'm trying to be healthy, I'll have some veg sticks with tzatziki. What else do I snack on? I kind of graze all day, and I try and be roughly healthy, but you know, also cinnamon rolls. Love me a cinnamon roll, a real life one, like an actual cinnamon roll, not the person. Yeah. Leanne says, what's your favourite subject to teach and what book do you think reflects that subject? So I only teach English because I'm a secondary school teacher, so I'm an English specialist. What book reflects the subject? I mean, anything from Shakespeare, probably. Yeah, probably one of those. Millie asked what my favourite place to read is, which I've already covered. I got 2 questions left. So Connor from Connor's Library Book Corner asked, really good question. What's a book you've read since joining Booktube that you want your husband to read, and one you want your stepson to read, and why? So since I've joined Booktube, Gary's reading is also like, he's started to read more because there's more books coming into the house, and he has a little stack on his side of the bed of books that I think he'll like. And the one that I'm most excited for him to pick up is Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho. This was the ARC copy that I was sent by Book Break earlier in the year to review. It's now out. It came out on the 10th of June, and this was so much fun, and I think he'll really enjoy it, and it'll be something a little bit different for him. So I would really like him to read this. And then Charlie's quite hard because, like most kids, he doesn't want to take recommendations from one of his parents. So yeah, I don't kind of push books at him, although they are always around if he wants to have a look at them. But great question, and I love that some of you asked about the boys. And then last question, Helen said, my favourite genre I like is thrillers. Is there a book outside of your favourite genre or type of book that you didn't think you'd like and you ended up liking? Yes. Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I was adamant that I was not going to like a romance book, and I've been obsessed with this entire series, and I really hope we get more. I'm not even saying trilogy, we're going to manifest it's going to be a series, because we really need a book from the perspective of their grandma or their aunt. I can't remember which one it is, but she's so interesting. We need more from her. And yeah, I absolutely loved not just this book, but the other 2 in the series, and I'm hoping there'll be more. Okay, those are all the questions. We're 53 minutes in. This video is so long already, but we need to pick a winner. So I will show you my screen in a second. So I had 57 people enter the competition, and I'm just going to put it into a random number generator, and we will see who's won. Okay, this is my screen. Oh, while we're here as well, Jack's asleep in there. That's his tub. Okay, so we had 57 people enter. So let's do a random number generator. Generate number 34 as our winner. So let's see who was number 34. 34 was crazyduck11, who was on Twitter. So when you see this video, if you can drop me a message on Twitter and we will arrange to get your book sent out to you. But congratulations, you are the winner of the giveaway. And we've got our winner, and those are all the questions. So if you've made it to this point in the video, please leave me a cat emoji, as there's been multiple discussions of cats as usual. Thank you so much for being here, not just watching this video but for being subscribed. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for all the lovely questions. It was really fun to sit and chat through them this morning. If you aren't subscribed and you would like more of this chaos, please click the button below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye.